Hi everyone. Today is Thursday, September the 30th, 2021. We are on the edge of a precipice. Today I'm going to go out on a bit of a limb and tell you what, or make some sort of astrologically based predictions. I don't usually make these sort of predictions in public. I just write them down. But since this is sort of functioning as a bit of like a daily diary kind of a thing, I'm just going to say what I think. So, back in 2019 November, the planets were doing, or I say the planets, the big planets were doing what they call is like they had this planetary parade basically that was going on for 2 or 3 years. And I say big planets, Saturn, well, Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter. Though Saturn and Jupiter kind of did a, like a together switch and started their proper march in December 2020, December 17th and December 20th, 2020. And that sort of this whole range of things that this whole planetary alignment is something that that occurred, or that is it's an ongoing sort of thing. It sort of happened briefly for 1 month in 2018. One of those planets just took a peak in 2018 and then went back in 2019. It began its proper march. Another one was, another two were November 2019, and then another three were in December 2020, and then the other, and all these, by the way, they're all these big planets like Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, and Neptune. Or I say big planets, but the far-ranging ones that cause generational shifts. This thing has sort of been occurring between 2019 and it all kind of culminates in the year 2026. So this time period from 2019 to 2026 is one that is it's quite interesting, shall we say. The last time the November 2019 sort of parade began was 1500-ish years ago. Actually, the last time this happened was the year 536, and if you look up in YouTube, there's like the worst year to be alive. Like there was like a few things happened. There was this is back in like 500 something. There was a long time volcano that kept on happening and happening and happening, and then that covered up the atmosphere and it made it cold, and then some crops failed in a certain place, and then because it was too cold, some certain bugs didn't die in some animals' gut, and then it transferred disease to a different country, and then the Roman Empire collapsed. It was like a domino kind of effect that happened. But anyway, so this particular planetary conjunction or planetary alignment has not happened for 1500 years, and the last time it happened, that was what happened. Okay, that's one domino, or that's one thing. Another one is the last time Uranus was where it's going to be in 2026. Like there was the Holocaust, the Second World War, India getting its freedom or establishing its independence from Britain. That was not, without bloodshed and a lot of internal division and rioting and all that. That's what had happened during that time. Okay, what else? The last time, so that was Uranus. The last time, was it Neptune or Pluto? Yeah, Neptune. The last time Neptune was where it is going to be was when we had what Americans call the Civil War, more like the North versus South secession, seceding. I don't know the word, but anyways, the last time that happened, the last time this planetary thing happened, along with Uranus, by the way. That's what had happened, and then the last time Pluto was also with these guys. It was the 1770s when America broke away from Britain and all that. So all these three things, all these three big past events have happened when the planets are going to be where they are going to be by the year 2026. That's just what it is. Now, all these kind of things, they don't happen right off the bat, boom, right? It doesn't just go like that, because these big planets, they move slowly. Some planets will move by a certain year to a certain planet, then they'll take a retrograde step back a few, then they'll go forward a few. So like people will feel like, oh, it's getting better, things are better, it's fine. But it's actually just like, there was a slight positive break that happened that made things a little bit more tolerable for some period of time. It's also in some ways like karmic windows to when we could make our lives a little bit better. Now, that sort of a slight window that happened was in these last few months, okay, between was it July? Yeah, end of July, till about till mid October. So one planet goes back on the 12th, another one goes back on the 19th, another one goes back. I say go back, meaning it starts to go into its forward motion rather than the retrograde motion that it's been for this little break that it's giving us. That all happens in mid-October. But by 19th of October, like, the shit begins to hit the fan again. And by shit hitting the fan, I mean the kind of things that happened between November 2019 till this past year, till Jan 20th, Jan 6th, Jan 20th was like big things. Those two were like really big bad days. Astrologically, I don't mean whatever went on in the news, because I don't even watch the news. So, but yeah, Jan 6th and Jan 20th of this year were pretty big, like horrific sort of days. Like they were like, lay low and crawl under a rock if you can type of days. But prepare sort of days also. Anyway, so this past couple of months have been a bit of a break where we got to see sort of maybe the best on an individual level, the best that we can hope to achieve in the next few years, whatever we may want to even do with ourselves, career-wise or anything else-wise. But then starting October, and I'm saying starting October with hesitancy because starting today, actually, Mercury is in retrograde. And why does that matter? Because Mercury is the planet for communication and for thinking. And whenever Mercury goes in retrograde, whatever you want to say kind of has a reverse effect, and or documents go missing, like just random ridiculous things happen, communication misunderstandings happen, mail gets lost, all kinds of like those sort of things happen, like starting about today. Yeah. So even though like the shat doesn't hit the fan until mid or like 19th or so of October, the real sort of misunderstandings and all that potentiality begins already today. So so we're starting up a bit of a difficult period. This bit of difficulty is going to persist from, I mean, maybe now, maybe October 19th, until around Feb, March, April, like that time. And I'm saying Feb, March, April because it really depends on a person's individual chart, whether if the Feb one is in really like horrible discordance with your particular chart, then then it's horrible till the later one. Yeah, so depending on your personal chart, either things will be rough till Feb or till March or till April. And but by April, it's not that by April everything will resolve, but by April, a lot of this uncertainty that is in the air, like with regard to like difference of people's opinion and this extreme, not that the extreme polarization will change by then, but the conditions of this this divergent thinking will I don't know if it'll resolve or not. That's a much longer term thing. That's a more 2026 war breaking out kind of thing, frankly. But a lot of people will have to come in line, so to speak, with the system during this period by April maximum, and that makes me nervous because I don't precisely know what that means. As do none of us. None of us know precisely what it means to come in line. Who is going to come in line? Which side is going to come in line? What are we going to be forced to do to come in line? On what realm are we going to be coming in line? Is it digital currencies? Is it health-wise or health mandates wise? Is it censorship wise? Like, who knows? So, but something of that nature. From a sort of CBDC, central banking currency perspective, what I think is very likely, even astrologically, is, so here in the US at least, we're going to hit this debt ceiling, right, in the end of October, which is interesting because, like, look at the dates, right? What happens if that debt ceiling, if it's not extended or whatever? And by the way, they have actually not extended it, but put a stopgap measure till the end of 2022. And that's very interesting that they did that end of 2022. The reason that is so interesting is because a lot of the planets that kind of shift around in 2023 are, like what I'm saying about this November to April timeframe thing, a lot of that like takes hold and solidifies for the next 20 years in 2023. 2023 is a big one where, like, if you do like CBDC, that might stick for another 20 years. If you do something, it'll stick for another those next 20 years. So I think it's interesting that that's that's the year that they've kind of put that. But what I think may happen is if they do nothing with the debt ceiling, and then they start issuing out like Social Security payments, veterans payments, and I'm not picking on veterans, obviously, but I'm saying this because when I was listening to an article that George Gammon read on the Rebel Capitalist show. He read this article about like these 3 or 4 different sort of payments that might go into CBDC realm. Social Security, veterans benefits, some other kind of government type benefits, and the Medicare, Medi-Cal thing, or I think Medicare is what it is, the health thing, the government health insurance thing. So if that goes as like a pilot run between that November, right? That makes it prime for 2023 for a wider adoption. And again, I don't know if it would be CBDC or blockchain or like all of our assets on block bits in the universe. But something like that is what I think is going to happen. From like now sort of being the precursors to those things, and 2023 being sort of the more entrenched sort of things. But then 2026 is like the real usherance of like the new age, or if I may say, the new world order. Yep, that's what I think is going to happen. Because I don't know how many people would create, would not be okay with with what is coming up in 2023, and therefore like protest it and have a war about it. Maybe even like Doug Casey talks about how he thinks that the U.S. will fragment into different countries. Like we won't be the United States anymore; it'll be different countries, and maybe that's what'll happen by 2026. Who knows? But yeah, so I don't usually like share all my my dark projections with the world, but here it is. Out in the open. I feel like I'm coming out of the closet in saying all of these dark forecasts to you all. But there you go. That's what I think is coming. And I really hope I'm wrong, and I really hope that I am just a pessimist, because that will actually be really nice. Anyways, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you like it, hit like. If you don't like, please do hit dislike, because I really want to know that people don't like this and that what I'm saying is garbage, because it will actually make me feel so hopeful. Yeah. And leave a comment. Tell me what you think. All right. Ciao.